Are you tired of boring old Minecraft? Is the game becoming repetitive to you, and you want something new but still have it feel like vanilla? The Origins mod for 1.18.1 Fabric adds in 9 origins that will bring a refreshing vanilla-like twist to Minecraft. Upon loading into a new world, you'll be greeted with the option to select an origin. Each origin has unique abilities and playstyles, and each origin comes with positives and negatives to keep things balanced. Some origins are harder to play than others, so make sure to choose wisely because you can't change origins later unless you cheat in the Orb of Origin. You can broaden selection by using origin add-ons like the Extra Origins mod and Origins Classes mod. We'll take a look at those later in the video. Now before we get into it, it's important to note that if you don't feel like playing any of the origins, you can select the Human. No abilities, no negatives, just good old vanilla Minecraft. The first level 1 difficulty origin is the Avian. The Avian not only gets a slow falling buff, which can be sped up by using shift, but also gets a small speed boost. With these two combined, you'll be able to travel around your world in a breeze. I would also like to mention that speed boosts affect the airborne speed, so high levels of speed will allow the Avian to glide around super quick. The Avian's first downfall is that they need fresh air, meaning you must sleep at a Y level that is higher than 85. But hey, on the bright side, you'll poop out an egg when you get up. Talk about a convenient breakfast. However, the second downfall is that the Avians are supporters of PETA, which means they can't and won't eat meat. Ever wanted to be like Spider-Man? The Arachnid origin can give you a taste of what that's like. They have the ability to climb like a normal Minecraft spider. You can toggle this on and off with G. The Arachnid creates cobwebs when melee attacking an entity. This ability has a 6-second cooldown. Now for its negatives, this origin has 3 hearts less than normal, and it's a total carnivore, so no more veggies for you. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's... Oh god.
He needs some milk!
Jokes aside, the Elytrian is our next level 1 difficulty origin. They have Elytra wings straight from the get-go, and they can utilize these wings by pressing G. This will launch the Elytrian into the air. This ability has a 30-second cooldown. Deal 2 times normal damage while in flight. You can get some pretty sick kills with this perk. Now because the Elytrian needs to be light and unrestrained, they cannot wear heavy armor. Anything above chainmail is off limits. They also receive more kinetic damage, like falling damage and flying into blocks. Lastly, they will be inflicted with a time-stacking debuff of slowness 1 and weakness 1 when confined to an area with a low ceiling. Moving on to my favorite and last 1 difficulty origin, we have the Shulk. This bad boy has an additional 9 inventory slots that won't drop upon death. You can access this inventory with G. The Shulk by default gets 4 armor bars and can also break stone blocks without a pickaxe. This origin has been eating his Wheaties and Flintstone gummies. Sadly, this origin also has some downfalls too. The Shulk is not able to use shields due to its unique hand structure. The Shulk also exhausts quicker, therefore more food needs to be consumed than normal. There are 2 level 2 difficulty origins, and the Feline is one of them. The Feline origin gains a whole slew of abilities. They completely ignore fall damage, they jump higher when sprinting, mobs have harder time noticing them due to their stealthiness, they have slight night vision, and lastly they scare creepers away like Minecraft cats. For the negatives, this origin has 1 less heart than normal and can only mine natural stone blocks when there are at most 2 adjacent stone blocks. In other words, this origin is too weak to mine from large deposits of stone. However, this can be temporarily bypassed with a strength potion. The Enderian origin is the second and last 2 difficulty origin. Gain the bonuses and shortcomings of an Enderman. You can teleport with Ender Pearls without having any by pressing G, and you don't take damage from using them. Since the Enderian has longer arms than normal, you can reach blocks and entities from further away. Keep in mind that water damages Endermen, and the Enderian is no exception to this. You will take about 1 heart of damage every second while in water. This includes rain. Hopefully you're not playing with other players, because this is where your fear of pumpkins kicks in. If a player wears a pumpkin on their head, they will be completely invisible to you, even if they're wearing armor. For our first level 3 difficulty origin, we have the Merling. This origin is by far one of the hardest to play due to its aquatic nature. The Merling can breathe underwater, it has better visibility underwater, which can be toggled with G, and it can mine blocks underwater at normal speeds. To go along with that, the Merling is faster in water, and remaining idle doesn't make you sink. This means you can build structures without having to reposition constantly. The Merling sounds pretty cool, right? Well, this origin comes with some hefty downfalls. You have about a 15-second time frame you can be out of the water for, and once those bubbles run out, you'll begin to suffocate to death. You have two ways to increase the longevity of your time on land. Drinking water bottles will give you 2 water bubbles back, and rain will cease your water bubbles from going down. So when it rains, make sure to go collect some wood. The next origin is quite the opposite to the Merling. It's all about fire and flames. The Blazeborn is granted immunity to fire and lava, and along with that they do more damage when on fire. They're also immune to poison and hunger effects due to their extreme heat. Cave spiders, husks, and pufferfish got nothing on ya. Since the Blazeborn are late descendants of blazes, their natural spawn is in the nether. That means you will start the game in the nether if you play this origin. Hopefully you're related to the Doomslayer, or you're gonna have a pretty bad time. Using your knowledge of Pokemon, you can expect this fiery origin to have weaknesses towards water, and that it does. The Blazeborn takes damage when in contact with water like the Enderian origin. The Phantom is the final level 3 difficulty origin, and boy does it have some cool abilities. Call yourself Danny Phantom because you have the ability to walk through every block except for obsidian and bedrock. You can shift to go downwards through blocks, or do the opposite by jumping. Toggle between Phantom mode and Human mode by pressing G. Phantom mode allows you to go through blocks and be invisible. Sunlight will burn the Phantom origin in Human mode, but not in Phantom mode. But being in Phantom mode will drain your hunger bars significantly, so it's a bit of a catch-22. To go along with the other negatives, the Phantom origin has 3 less hearts than normal. Now that we have looked at all the origins from the Origins mod, it's time to mention Datapacks. All origins can be modified and new ones can be created, so if you know how to create Datapacks, then you can make some origins for yourself. The Origins CurseForge page has a link to their wiki which walks you through the process of making Datapacks if you're new to them. But if you're like me and have no clue how to make Datapacks, or don't have the patience to make one, then you can install mods that add extra origins. Let's quickly take a look at the most popular Origins add-on, the Extra Origins mod. The Extra Origins mod has 4 origins. I'll give you a quick summary of each one. The Floran is a level 2 difficulty origin. This origin is all about nature. You can grow plants without bone meal at the cost of some hunger bars. Sunlight gives satiation, and being wet lets you deal an extra 2 damage to enemies. The Floran takes double damage from fire/lava, and it can only consume honey bottles. Talk about being a picky eater. The Truffle origin is difficulty 2, and its main ability is to switch between 3 different magic spores by holding G. The red cap gives an offensive boost, the blue cap gives mobility, and the green cap gives defense. Choose wisely because changing caps will decrease the other 2 caps' stats. Food that gives status effects won't work on the Truffle. This is both good and bad. On one hand, spider eyes and pufferfish don't affect you, but on the other hand, golden apples and the like don't work either. This origin can change grass blocks into mycelium at the cost of hunger bars. Standing on mycelium gives buffs to the 3 magic spores. The level 3 difficulty Inchling origin has a lot going on. This origin has immunity to thorns and velocity based damage, immunity to slows like sweetberry bushes, and has the ability to walk on powdered snow. The Inchling requires less food, they can ride other players, and they can climb up walls. This can be toggled with G. The downfalls of this origin is that it is 4 times smaller than normal, which means it has a 0.25 less attack range and 1 block less of building range. Along with that, this origin has half the health of a normal player. The other level 3 origin is the Piglin. golden gear is more effective, and netherite armor gets a speed buff. Piglins won't attack you regardless of what you're wearing until provoked. You now deal 75% more damage with crossbows as well. On the other side, gear that isn't gold or netherite breaks faster. Just like the Blazeborn, the Piglin origin's natural spawn is in the nether. They can only eat meat, they have 2 less hearts, and they receive a weakness 3 debuff when near soulfire objects. Wowza, that was a lot. Lastly, the Piglin gets fire immunity when out of the nether, but also becomes slower. The other Origins add-on I mentioned was the Origins Classes mod. The mod adds 14 classes that you can pick from after you choose your origin. The classes are straightforward since they only provide 2 bonuses and no downfalls, so I'll show you one and let you explore the rest on your own. The Warrior class is granted +1 extra damage to all weapons, and shields slow them down less. That's it. Pretty quick and easy, right? Oh, and also, if you were wondering how you can see what origin and class you currently have, pressing O will bring that information up. Tell me in the comment section below which origin is your favorite and why. Thank you for watching, drop a like on the video, and make sure to subscribe for more mod related content like this in the future. And as always, Crimlets, stay snazzy.